In this video, we're going to use decision structure to determine the shipping cost of a package, and the weight is going to be entered by the user, and we will print that out formatted to 2 decimal places, and we'll also say thanks for using this program. So to determine the shipping cost of the package, we're going to use decision structure, and in this case is going to be the if-else structure. And we're also going to use a nested structure. So you can see on the screen that we do have if-else inside another if-else. So anytime that you have a structure inside another structure, that's considered nested. So let's walk through this step by step. At the top we have a comment that's describing what the program is. This is going to be a shipping program. We're going to use the input function with the prompt, enter the weight of the package to ship, and we're going to make sure that we note that we want that in pounds. Do a colon and a space, and we also have the float function. So whatever the user types in, we're going to convert that to a float. And the reason that we decided to go with float instead of integer here was because it is possible to have a package that's a ½ pound, or 2½ pounds, or 3 3/4 pounds. So unless you're working with whole numbers only, you want to use float. So the weight of something is a good example of using float, and definitely money. Age is a good example of when you would use integer. So we have the assignment operator, which is the equal sign on the keyboard, right there. So there's my assignment operator, and we're going to assign the value that the user enters into the variable package weight. And that's what we're going to compare. So we already have some preset values set here. 2 pounds, increment of 6. We have 10. And then we have another weight at the bottom here that's going to be greater than 10. So we'll make that greater than 10 in this case. So what happens if the package is less than or equal to 2 pounds? So if the package weight that was entered by the user is less than or equal to 2 pounds, we're going to assign $1.10 to the variable shipping cost. If that's not true, let's say the package is 5 pounds, this will be a false condition. So we're going to jump down to the else portion of the if statement, and we're going to enter the block of the else, and we start off with this line. Well, it just so happens that the first line of the block is another if clause. So we're going to test package weight again. If package weight is less than or equal to 6, the shipping cost is going to equal $2.20. And this pattern continues. Let's just say, for example, that the user did enter 12 pounds. This is still a false condition. So when an if clause determines that there's a false condition, it jumps to the else portion. So now we're going to be in the else portion of this block. Well, it just so happens that the very first line here is another test. So if the package weight is less than or equal to 10, the shipping cost is going to be assigned a value of $3.70. Well, we already said that the package was 12 pounds, so that's going to be false. Once again, it jumps down to the else, and the very first line of our else block is another if condition. So we test that, and we have package weight greater than 10. Well, this so happens will be true now because the user is going to hypothetically enter 12, and shipping cost is going to be assigned a value of $3.80. $3.80 is going to be saved in shipping costs in memory. So when I go ahead and I print the cost to ship this package is, and I print out my shipping cost saved in memory, it should print out $3.80. Notice I'm using the format function with the 2 arguments, the variable that I want to format and my formatting specifier. The .2f tells me that number 1, it's 2 decimal places, and number 2, it's a float. And so that my $ sign is right next to my dollar value, I'm using SCP equals to get rid of that automatic spacing that print likes to throw in. And then finally, I'm going to say thanks for using my program. And that way I definitely know I made it through that last line. So there's an example of using the if-else structure, more specifically with a nested if-else structure. And that's the shipping program. Until next time.